This is crazy, boy. Boy, this shit crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, I'm going to share something with y'all, right? Let's get some more peoples in on this live stream first. Let me get this up here out my way. Just sending some info. Oh, you good? You good? I tried to tell you. Man, listen. Guys, y'all come on in. Smash that like button. Because, let me get this video shared out. I got to get this video shared out. This is crazy here. But this is a crazy one here, boy. Like, I thought I hadn't heard it all and seen it all. This shit is different, bro. Like, when I tell y'all this is different, I always try to keep myself glued in on the TV, right? Because I'm listening at folks steady stressing this Jeff Epstein thing, right? It's a lot of that stuff going on, right? But I'm like, what's up with this Vince McMahon situation, bro? What Vince got going on? Man, I grew up. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up watching wrestling, man. World Wrestling Federation, WEE, and all of that, man. And you know, Vince McMahon, sexual assault, bro. This crazy. This crazy. But we finna talk about it. As soon as I finish sharing this video, we gonna talk about it. I gotta talk about this one. I ain't got no choice. I ain't got no choice but to talk about it. I mean, I got to. I honestly gotta talk about it. So when you talk about the Joneses, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about the McMahons, make sure the volume up. When you talk about the Joneses, when you talk about the McMahons, and you talk about professional wrestler, you know, you talk about the legacy of the immortal Hulk Hogan, you know, greats like the Macho Man Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, Andre the Giant, Demolition, the Bushwhackers. When you talk about people like that, you know you talking about World Wrestling Federation, WWE Entertainment. And the first person come to mind is the person that we all used to love and adore. And that was Vince McMahon. That was Vince McMahon, the person that we all loved and cared for, bro. But this woman has said some bad things about Vince, man. There are some serious charges on Vince McMahon right now for sex trafficking, just like the Jeffrey Epstein case, right? But what I want to talk about is why people not talking about that. Why everybody talking about Jeffrey Epstein, but nobody is talking about Vince McMahon? What makes him different? Like literally, like talk to me. What makes him different? Why Epstein but not McMahon? Because see, Vince McMahon, we talking about the face of professional sports. Vince McMahon was the face of professional sports. When Vince McMahon came on to do his acts or whatever, everybody was glued to the TV, including myself. When Vince McMahon spoke, I listened. When Vince McMahon talked, I took advice. When Vince McMahon moved, he motivated me. When Vince McMahon said no, he inspired me. But we talking about the same guy. Sex trafficking, sexual harassment and raping women. I'm take my hat off and scratch my head on that one. Because what I just described to you, I just described a person or a man to you. Right? That we all adore, that we all respected. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When you speak about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, there's a lot of names that come to mind, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There are so many names that comes to mind. So many people that you wanna emulate, characteristics, so on and so forth, etc. But this one person, Vince McMahon, is now considered and deemed as being a big, what you call, I'm gonna try to use this word nicely as possible. He's a disgrace to TV. I said it. Vince McMahon is a disgrace to TV. Can't nobody believe you. Can't nobody follow your movement. You as a man. That you see on that thumbnail next to has accused him of committing some of the most heinous acts on the earth. And there is proof. There's pudding. There's proof pudding that Vince McMahon, in fact, committed the offenses he's being for currently. Now, I'm not going to sit here. Hold up for a second now. A second. Because I don't want nobody to misinterpret what I'm saying. What I'm saying the wrong way. I don't want something that I don't want. But I will tell you, the immortal Hogan is turning over in his grave. The Macho Man Randy Savage is turning over in his. Andre the Giant is turning over in his grave. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is serious. This is not something to play with. We're not going to stay here and disregard this. We're not going to overlook this. We're not going to make it seem like it don't matter. Because it does. When you talk about someone's pride possession violated by someone that's responsible for opening the door and paving the way for this same individual to have a career, is this. Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of McMahon, right? Triple H, the man that married McMahon's daughter, Stephanie McMahon, his brother-in-law. Let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't even know about. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know about. There's a lot of things that need to be talked about. There's a lot of things that needs to be discussed that people disregard and overlook. So while I was on this journey that I've been on for the past 13 days, some is telling me I need to come back. Some is telling me I need to come back. Some is telling me also, don't worry about it. If it's just 10 people's on your live, don't worry about that no more. Right? Because self-conscious, the messenger, you dictate. You dictate what goes on your platform. Right? And I'm finna share something with you, right? I ain't got to make it up. I ain't got to make nothing up. You want me to tell you why? I don't make nothing up. Watch this. Watch this. I just feel the need to do this. Watch this. And this is the most craziest part about it, bro. Like, this don't make no sense. It really doesn't.
This is how fast your hair can come back. If you think it's years, you're wrong. Months, close it.
Vince McMahon. A lot of stories have come out with Vince McMahon, right?
This guy.
A lot of stories have come out with Vince McMahon. Did he do it? Did he not do it? You know, the word that I disagree that they're using with Vince is what? Human trafficking.
Yeah.
Human
We've heard this one before, yeah.
But the key word is human trafficking.
Yep.
Human trafficking is one thing, okay? That's not a where you're actually trafficking people, making money. It's a business model, all of that you're doing, that Epstein and some people who are been accused of in politics that have been involved in on that island, that the report is going to be coming out with more names and Whitney Webb and those types of things. Well, she wrote a couple books on it. This is a bit of an older interview with Vince McMahon. Somebody sent me. I think it's worth watching. Go ahead and play this, Rob.
There is sexual harassment amongst the wrestlers or employees of the World Wrestling Federation today.
There is a possibility of that. That's why I have these independent investigators to come in.
And who are these independent investigators?
Fairfax Group Limited.
Would you therefore believe that because of all these allegations coming forward and more corroborating evidence proving that there's no doubt sexual harassment is running rampant in the World Wrestling Federation, that you are definitely going to come public and do something about it?
Why wouldn't I?
Because you haven't done anything about it until it became public, because you thought it was
Because I
underwater.
had no knowledge of it.
I made knowledge of it to you when I was fired, and you just blew it off and let me go. I retained a lawyer.
You were not very good. You were not a very good announcer. You could not. That's the only reason why you were job.
I didn't sleep with your vice president. 2 weeks later, I'm fired.
Why didn't you say right then? Why didn't you say, hey, look, Vince, your vice president made a pass at me. You never told me that. No one had any knowledge. Human Resources had no knowledge of that. Rene Dubose was waiting to hear your story. Why did you wait 6 months? You asked me for $160,000 today, otherwise you were coming on this program. I'm happy you're on this program.
Mr. McMahon, do not try to deflect the truth here. First and
What are you asking
foremost,
for? How much money have you asked for?
I have never asked for any amount of money from you. You have tried to buy me off to shut up so I wouldn't come forward and tell of these allegations that's running through the World Wrestling Federation. Do you?
So, I mean, listen.
Wow.
So,
Go ahead. What year was that?
It's one thing when you can honestly say or try to say it's not true. But on the flip side, when you not only have allegations, but when you also have genuine material facts that can actually place you at the scene of a crime, in some sort, way, form, or fashion, you can't get around that. It's virtually impossible. So now, what we're dealing with now is Vince McMahon. Vincent McMahon. Literally disrespecting someone for telling the truth. Do I believe it? Of course I do. If you go back and watch any of those old clips, that lady that you see on that thumbnail right next to Vince McMahon, if you go back and Google those old clips that she brought to our attention, You gonna literally see Vince McMahon doing a whole lot of stuff that he shouldn't be doing. There's a whole lot of touching going on. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of touching going on in places